back to another video. Today we're taking a look at part 19 of Alternative Future of the World, the final episode before the finale. In the last video we saw Mexico invade Texas and fully annex it, and we also saw the USA unite back together. Ecuador and Colombia united. We had, well, nothing happened in Africa except from South Africa joining the Order of Security. Romania and Slovakia invaded Poland. China invaded Xinjiang and Siam and Tibet, which led to them being looking like this. And the WDO, Ally, this episode will basically have every country join alliance until this will have every country join alliance until, I don't know. In part 18 I said no other countries were allowed to join the WDO. Well, ignore what I said. They're allowed to have more members. And there's not really many countries left in the world at this point. But we do see Russia finally doing something that isn't getting involved with war. Russia has been not doing much in the latest episodes. They've had to get involved with 3 major wars. Well, they got, I don't know. But Russia is going to be declaring war on Sweden. And Sweden is now absolutely terrified, as this is the #1 country invading them. And the Russian army is going to exit out into the mountains. Literally the frozen Arctic mountains. Which is most likely the Finnish troops being forced to do this. We have a landing being made on Stockholm, which captures the city. And if it isn't obvious, Sweden's going to get completely bonked. Sweden's not going to have a chance here. So Sweden is going to surrender to Russia. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. So just like that, Sweden has been a new Swedish government has been put in place, which is a pro-world order, and they join the world order. And at this point, it looks like tensions are climbing even more as Norway and Denmark are now terrified. So they are both going to do an interesting thing. Not interesting, really. Norway and Denmark are going to join the Allies. Denmark and Norway were neutral, and they didn't really see anything happening with Sweden or themselves. So they just stayed neutral, but now that Sweden is obviously, world order, Norway has to kind of do something before they get turned into a new world order. And if you have realised something, Europe is now slowly but surely picking a side. As Benelux, most certainly Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, who haven't done anything, they haven't been invaded by France, they're all going to join the Allies. As they don't feel safe being around France. I mean, I can't blame them. Czechia, Slovenia and Greece are going to all stay neutral, as well as Ireland. Well, they're going to stay neutral for as long as they can. But now we have the world order doing another thing. And it's them invading Ethiopia. This isn't even to do, this is just the world order expanding because they want to. So the world order declares war on Ethiopia, and Ethiopia is terrified. So, Egyptian, Sudanese, and, well, Darfurnese troops invade into Eritrea, and Ethiopia, which is not a very strong country, they're gonna get completely destroyed. With all of Eritrea being captured and the main Ethiopian land being taken. And at this point, it's not looking too good for Ethiopia, as we have them losing Addis Ababa. Yes, that's the capital of Ethiopia. Ethiopia starts to lose a lot of morale as their troops start realising that this war's not going to go anywhere. The world order is being very aggressive right now, and eventually Ethiopia is going to surrender over to Egypt. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. So just like that, Egypt took a big chunk out of Ethiopia, and now Ethiopia is very angry that they were just being neutral. So they're going to make an interesting choice here. Not interesting, but they're going to join the Order Security. At this point, there's only one neutral country left in Africa, and that is the Saharan Republic, who, if they would have to choose an alliance to join, it would most likely be the Allies. South America is very quiet, although there is some tension starting to be built up here as well. Not really, but Argentina is going to join the Order Security, because they believe the Order Security has the upper hand in the war, if it would ever break out. And also, they just hate Chile and Brazil. They don't really have an opinion about Uruguay or Colombia, really. And now we are coming down to some of the final countries being neutral. China, Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Uruguay, Chile, Colombia, the Central American Union, and the Caribbean. Oh, don't forget Greenland, Ireland, Czechia, and Slovenia. But now we have Mexico doing something interesting. Obviously, they were cut off from invading all the USA because the USA reunited and joined the Allies. Mexico is going to do an interesting choice here, as they were still one country that hasn't joined the alliance, the Central American Union. This country has been neutral forever. I think they were involved with the Axis. Not the Axis, the World Order. Oh, were they? I don't think they were. I think they joined the Allies, but then after... Yeah, they were. Because remember, the USA betrayed... Yeah, okay, I don't know what I'm on about. But Mexico's going to declare war on the Central American Union, and they are very angry at this. I mean, I would be as well. This union has been struggling for ages, and when the Allies and the World Order came along, I mean, when the WTO collapsed, the Central American Union basically lost everything, because for some reason the World Order took all the supplies from the Central American Union. At this point in the war, we have something interesting happening. Well, I guess it's not interesting, but Colombia is going to join this war to reclaim Panama, which they haven't had for centuries now. So, Colombia begins their invasion of Panama, and Colombia is going to shoot through the Panama Canal, if that even still exists. I'm pretty sure it does. So they capture Panama, and now we have Mexico being able to just sweep through the Central American Union. Eventually, both sides are gonna, but eventually the Central American Union is just gonna surrender to both sides, and well, they're gonna hope for the best. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. Just like that, the Central American Union is gone, and Mexico cannot expand anymore. Well, I guess they can expand into Colombia, but I don't think you want to do that, because that made the USA very angry, as well as all of the allies. And at this point, well, Greenland just joined the allies, and that's a pretty big one, literally. And at this point, the world order is starting to kind of get a bit of a feeling that the allies are getting almost too big, because of how many members they're adding. But they don't do anything for now and just wait it out, because, well, they just wait it out. In the next coming, well, I'd say years, we have Serbia, as well as, we have Serbia invading up into Slovenia, which basically makes them reform Yugoslavia. Although, I'm not calling it Yugoslavia for an obvious reason. So, yeah, Serbia's got a hold of Slovenia. And at this point, there's only 3 neutral countries remaining in Europe. Czechia, who's going to make a choice to unite with Slovakia to form Czechoslovakia. And that's going to hurt the allies. Because that's a big fun they now have with the order security. So Czechoslovakia, this, honestly, looking at Europe is very divided. We have the order security, which has taken up a good chunk of Europe. We have the allies who also have a good chunk, and then there's just, well, Sweden and Russia in Europe. Ireland's going to make the choice to join the allies, as they don't really, they're scared for that part. They don't want to have to deal with an invasion from anybody, because I bet somebody would invade them. And Greece is going to stay neutral, and nothing is happening. That is until Romania decides that it's time for them to expand. So Romania decides they want to expand. So they decide to declare war on Greece. So with Romania's war declaration on Greece, we have the allies deciding that if Romania is going to get a hold of Greece, that would be really bad. So Romania is going to take over the panhandle of Greece with relative ease. But we see something interesting happening. Not really interesting, but Albanian and Italian troops start to enter into Greece, and it's shown that Albania is invading Greece. Yeah, this is weird. So Greece at this point is getting destroyed by Romania and Albania. Why does that rhyme? Although it's not looking good for Greece until eventually they just surrender to Albania. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. Just like that, Greece is gone, and Europe's picked a side. Oh no. When Europe picks a side, the world starts picking a side. So, yeah. This might be a bit of an issue. Well, it says no Colombia because they just joined the allies, and at this point, this point, the world order is starting to realise that the Allies are too big. They have all of North America, which technically they used to have all of North America. They have India, Japan, a good chunk of Europe, Morocco, and Nigeria. And now with Colombia being added, they have a third nearly every continent but Oceania. So World Order is going to say to the Allies that if you expand one more time and add one more country to your alliance, we will have to declare war. Well, not declare war, but they just said we'll do something. The Allies say okay, and nobody else is going to join their alliance. And at this point, we have more countries join alliances, as Uruguay is going to join the Order Security. Even though they just fought a war against Argentina, they decide that they don't really, wanna. They think it's better to be in the Order Security. And now Indonesia is going to join the Order Security, which is kind of surprising. Hang on, let me just clear this all in. And Indonesia is now in the Order Security. So the rest of the countries now are going to start. Now the rest of the countries are going to join different alliances. But the problem is, nobody can join the Allies. So they're going to be joining the World Order, right? No. The World Order and Allies give up, and there's troops on every single Allied and World Order border. Which, thinking of it, there's only two, and that's India and Nigeria. But both sides, and Norway. Both sides gave up, and everyone is waiting for the pull of the trigger. But this war will not be pulled by. This trigger will not be caused by an invasion or anything. It will simply be by pen and paper, as the Allies are going to be adding Chile, Australia and New Zealand, and the Philippines. So, it takes a while, but maybe a few days. But the World Order is notified of this, and every member meets up in Tehran and discusses what to do about this. This just broke their peace agreement with the Allies, and it could even escalate to war. But are they willing to go for that? The answer is in, and it's yes. The Allies and the World Order are now at war. The war that will decide whoever wins will rule the world. But something just hit the news, and somebody just started Operation Destruction, and that certain country was Romania. Romania and all the Order Security declares war on both the Allies and the World Order to hopefully get rid of them and rule the world. So now there is a three-way war between the Order of Security, the Allies, and the World Order. But there are still 4 neutral countries remaining. The Saharan Republic, Brazil, China, and Switzerland. It's always what Brazil's gonna do. Oh yeah, and the Caribbean. It's always what Brazil's gonna do. They're gonna rejoin the World Order, because they are still close with the World Order. And oops, I forgot the colour in Argentina. Anyway, there we go. The Caribbean, it's obvious what they're gonna do. The Caribbean's not gonna betray. They're not gonna betray and go to the World Order. They still have close relations with the USA, because they were part of the USA. And all the Caribbean nations really had close relations with the USA. I'm not sure about Haiti and the Dominican Republic. They were kind of forced into the USA. But Jamaica and Cuba just decided to unite with the USA in all reality. So So the Caribbean joins the side on the Allies, and now we only have 3 neutral countries left. That includes the Saharan Republic, Switzerland and China. The Saharan Republic is going to join the Allies because, well, it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't. A lot of countries there used to be part of the Allies. And the rest of the countries that are left are going to stay neutral. Switzerland has been neutral for this entire series. It makes sense for them to be neutral. But China might be a bit surprising. China doesn't want to get involved because, I mean, they don't want to. And they said the reason they're neutral is because they're planning something, which will probably be revealed next episode. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the finale of Alternative Future of the World. Bye.